Good day everyone, I'm Nina Marie C. Binalay from BSED 1B. I'm going to discuss the scholastic triumphs at Ateneo de Manila. So the objectives of this topic is about last year in Ateneo, year 1876 to 1877, graduation with highest honors, extracurricular activities in Ateneo, sculptural works in Ateneo, anecdotes on Rizal, the Atenean, and last, the poems written in Ateneo. Rizal last year in Ateneo, year 1876 to 1877. June 1876 when Rizal returned to Manila for his last year in Ateneo. He continued his studies to fare well. He was truly the pride of Jesuits because Rizal is the most brilliant Atenean of his time. He finished his last year at Ateneo in a blaze of glory. As a matter of fact, Rizal obtained highest grades in all subjects like philosophy, physics, biology, chemistry, language, and etc. Also, Rizal graduated with highest honors and graduated ahead of his class. The scholastic records of Rizal at the Ateneo from 1872 to 1877 as follows. Year 1872 to 1873, Rizal is excellent in arithmetic, excellent in Latin 1, excellent in Spanish 1, excellent in Greek 1. Year 1873 to 1874, Rizal is awarded as excellent in Latin 2, excellent in Spanish 2, excellent in Greek 2, excellent in Universal Geography. Year 1874 to 1875, Rizal is awarded as excellent in Latin 3, excellent in Spanish 3, excellent in Greek 3, excellent in Universal History, excellent in History of Spain and the Philippines, excellent in Arithmetic and Algebra. Year 1875 to 1876, Rizal is awarded as excellent in Rhetoric and Poetry, excellent in French 1, excellent in Geometry and Trigonometry. Year 1876 to 1877, Rizal is awarded as excellent in Philosophy 1, excellent in Mineralogy and Chemistry, excellent in Philosophy 2, excellent in Physics, excellent in Botany and Zoology. Rizal extracurricular activities in Ateneo. First, an emperor inside the classroom and the campus leader outside. Emperor means best, and there's no doubt that Rizal is an emperor inside their classroom. Next, secretary of the Marian Congregation. Marian Congregation is a religious society. Next, member of Academy of Spanish Literature and the Academy of Natural Sciences. Aside from writing poetry, he devoted his spare time to fine arts. Rizal studied painting under the famous Spanish painter Agustin Saez. Next, Rizal also studied sculpture under Romualdo de Jesus, noted Filipino sculptor. Both art masters honored him with their affection for being a talented pupil. Furthermore, Rizal engaged his weak body, so he engaged in gymnastic and fencing under sports-minded Tio Manuel. Last, Father Jose Villaclara advised him to stop communing with the muses and pay more attention to practical studies such as philosophy and natural science. But Rizal did not heed his advice. He continued to solicit Father Sanchez's help in improving his poetry. Rizal sculptural works in Ateneo. Rizal carved an image of the Virgin Mary on a piece of batikuling or a Philippine hardwood using his pocket knife. Next, Father Leonard requested him to carve an image of the Sacred Heart of Jesus because he impressed by Rizal's sculptural talent. Even the young Rizal complied on Father Leonard requested. Rizal finished it and presented it to Father Leonard within a few days. Truly that Rizal is showered with many talents like sculpture works. Next, the old Jesuits forgot to take the image with him to Spain. Last, Ateneo boarding student placed the image on the door of the dormitory and remained there for many years. Because it reminding all Athenians of Dr. Rizal was the greatest alumnus of their alma mater. This image played a significant part in Rizal's last hours at Fort Santiago. Anecdotes of Rizal the Athenian. First, from Felix M. Ramos, one of Rizal's contemporaries in Ateneo. He revealed an incident of Rizal's school days in the Ateneo which reveals the hero's resignation to pain and forgiveness. The first anecdote is related to Felix M. Rojas. One day, many Athenians, including Rizal, were studying their lessons at the study hall. Two Athenians, Manzano and Lesaca, quarreled and violently hurled books at each other. Rizal, who was busy at his desk poring over his lesson, was hit in the face by one of the thrown books. He did not raise a cry of protest, although his wounded face was bleeding. His classmate brought him to the infirmary where he had to undergo medical treatment for several hours. After the incident, he continued to attend his classes, feeling neither bitterness nor rancor towards the guilty party. Another anecdote on Rizal the Athenian was related by Manuel Cerex Burgos, in whose house Rizal boarded shortly before he became an interno in the Ateneo. This anecdote illustrates Rizal's predilection to help the helpless at the risk of his own life. Anecdotes related by Manuel Cerex Burgos. One Thursday afternoon, being vacation day, the boys flew their kite from the azotea. Young Rizal then was busy reading a Spanish book of fables at the window. After a while, he heard Julio Melissa from Iloilo, one of the smallest boarders, crying because his kite was caught by the vines growing in the belfry of the Manila Cathedral, which was near the boarding house. The bigger boys were laughing, making fun of Julio's misfortune. Rizal closed the book he was reading and told Julio not to cry, for he would try to retrieve the kite. True to his promise, he courageously climbed the high cathedral tower and successfully recovered the kite. In that anecdote of Rizal, we informed us again that Jose Rizal was truly the best hero for our country. His action makes me amazed again. Jose Rizal is a good role model in all youth out there, who is always willing to do good for the sake of others. Poems written in Ateneo. It was Doña Chudora was the first one to discover Rizal's poetical talent. She is also the first who encouraged him to write the poems. However, it was Father Sanchez who inspired Rizal to make full use of his God-given gift in poetry and improved the latter's poetical art by opening his mind to the enriching influence of the world's literature. Mi primera inspiración, my first inspiration, the first poem Rizal probably wrote during his days in Ateneo. My first inspiration, which was dedicated to his mother on her birthday. It is said that he wrote it before he was 14 years old, that is in the year 1874. Before this year, he did not write poetry because there was gloom in his heart owing to his mother's imprisonment. Upon the release of his mother in 1874, his poetic heart began to sing with ecstasy and joy. In 1875, inspired by Father Sanchez, he wrote more poems such as Felicitación, next El Embarque, Himno a la Flota de Magallanes, or the Departure Hymn to Magellan's Fleet. Next, Y Español, El Cano, El Primero, and Dar la Vuelta at Mundo means, and he is Spanish, El Cano, the first circumnavigate the world. Next, El Combate or Bistondo, Terror de Jolo, means the battle or Bistondo terror of Jolo. In 1876, Rizal wrote poems on various topics such as religion, education, childhood memories, and war. First, An Recuerdo a mi Pueblo, or In Memory of My Town, a tender poem in honor of Calamba, the hero's natal town. Second, Alianza Íntima entre la Religión y la Buena Educación, or Intimate Alliance between Religion and Good Education. Third, Por la Educación recibe lustre la patria, or Through education the country receives light. Number 4, El Cautiverio y el Triunfo, Batalla de Lucena y Prisión de Bodil, or The Captivity and the Triumph, Battle of Lucena and the Imprisonment of Bodil. This martial poem describes the defeat and capture of Bodil, last Moorish Sultan of Granada. Number 5, La Entrada Triunfal de los Reyes Catolices en Granada, or The Triumphal Entry of the Catholic Monarchs into Granada. This poem relates the victorious entry of King Ferdinand and Queen Isabel into Granada, last Moorish stronghold in Spain. That's all. Thank you for listening and watching.